Hi guys, I'm James on guitar and welcome to the channel. And today is days number 6, 7 and 8 of the 12 pedals of Christmas. I moved into a new studio and it took a bit of time, so I've decided to catch up by doing 3 days in one, and actually I'll then just do another video with another couple of days in one, and then we'll finish on the last day. So 3 more videos starting today. So if you haven't been watching this already, I started with an absolutely chaotic board. I used to just add and take things away and have cables everywhere, and there wasn't any particular sort of design and functionality to the board apart from just pressing, things as I went along. So I stripped that away and added this amazing gig rig G3, the brand new G3 from Dan from that pedal show. This thing allows me to sequence the pedals, control them in many different ways, from controlling the order to, there's loads of things. You could go back and watch the last few videos and I explain several of the great functions that it's got. So that's become like the brain of the board. So today we're going to add 3 more pedals to the board, and basically I'm going to show you each pedal one by one and play through the amp for a second just to demonstrate, and then at the end I'll put a couple of more combos together of the different pedals doing different things. So let's get going with the first one. Alright guys, today we're adding some pretty major food groups onto the board. But first of all, what does the amp sound like by itself? This is in the neck position of a broadcaster, so the tone is down a little bit naturally, you can't change that. Kick it over to the bridge, which is blended in slightly. So this is a blend knob on here, not a tone knob, so I blended it slightly back in with the neck. And the first of our major food groups today is the Centaur type pedal, so a Klon, and I have the Ryra Klon. I only own 2 Klon type pedals. The other one is the Mythos Mjolnir, and I just slightly prefer the Ryra. I love the quality of the sound. But I might chop and change them back and forth here and there just to see how it works. So today I've got that, it's in effects loop number 7, so I've given it its own preset button. I love that, that's great. It has a real mid-punch and you can get a really nice searing tone out of it with something like a Telecaster or a Les Paul, which I think is great. And the next major food group we've added today is Tremolo. This is one of my favorite effects. I think it's so ambient and it sounds so great. What I'm going to do is keep the Ryra on and add the Tremolo on top using stomp box mode. So I've got the Tremolo in effects loop number 11, but I've set it as a stomp box, which means I can add it or take it away at the press of a button on top of another effect. So again, here is the Ryra. Now with the Tremolo. Love it. I love the way the tremolo cuts out, obviously in that pattern, and it can be really effective. So let's move over now. I'm turning off the tremolo, and the final food group is Tube Screamer type, and I've got that on the Dualist pedal, and I wanted a 2-sided pedal, overdrive pedal, for a couple of reasons. Variety in itself. This has the Tube Screamer and it has the heavy hand, so that's like a Marshall Blues Breaker type tone, which I actually prefer that. I really like it. The Tube Screamer, the string singer side, I tend to use with the Strat, and then with everything else I tend to use the heavy hand, which is quite stereotypical. And today I've got that in effects loop number 6, set firstly to the string singer side. You have to physically change over on a two-sided pedal like that. You have to physically on and off each side. And another reason to have a two-sided is they're quite wide and it gives me space to change it out. I want to try other two-sided pedals in future as part of our, the channel in general. So we've only got on this tube screamer type pedal now. So the middle pickup on here is essentially the neck pickup, but it hasn't got any tone rolled off as opposed to the forward position, which has some tone rolled off. So this is the string singer side of the dualist. Actually sounds really nice today. Let's flick over to the heavy hand side. So there we go, those are the 3 new pedals on the board, and I thought it'd be just fun to add on top of those a few things. So let's stick with the heavy hand side of the dualist, and let's add on top the, what should we do? The compressor. So you're just compressing a bit more, it sounds a bit more sort of lead-like. Let me just sort out a couple of these levels on the mics. It's gonna blow otherwise. So, oh, this is wonderful with this telly. Let's put it back in the bridge. So that was the heavy hand with the compressor. It's great. Okay, let's go back to the Ryra and let's put that with the Peacekeeper. I'm so happy with the way this board is turning out. It's so, with the Gig Rig G3 is the game changer here. This is the thing that, whatever pedals you love, just brings them all to life. Okay, let's add in the Strymon Volante. So I'm doing all this with stomp box mode, so you know. So now we've got the Peacekeeper, the Ryra, and the Strymon. Now if we add the tremolo on top of all that, Peacekeeper, Ryra, Strymon, and the tremolo. Turn off the delay. Okay, I'm going to turn off the tremolo again. So we're down to just the Ryra. Now let's add the Austin Pride fuzz. Man, that's sounding good. If you didn't see my last video where I've just moved into this studio, you can go back and watch that. I haven't got any acoustic treatment, so you might notice the vocals are a little bit airy. Someone suggested I use lavalier mics. I used to do that, but you hear a lot of noise, you know, and it depends what sort of clothes you're wearing, and lavalier mics aren't for me. So I've got my mic just here. It's a bit closer than before, and there's no bass traps yet, so you're going to hear the bass overtake everything occasionally. I try and help it out, but it's the best I can do. Okay, so now we're on the heavy hand, and let's add in the fuzz. I just want to increase the tone on the heavy hand. I'm going to put it in glass mode, which is a bit like a sort of bright switch. Let's see what that does. Add the tremolo. Just decreasing the intensity. Wow. All right, let's do one last little thing. So I'm going to start with the Ryra Klon and the Peacekeeper, which is here. I need to get, I've got a labeling machine actually. I need to add some labels for some of these switches like they do on that pedal show. So we've got the Ryra and the Peacekeeper. And then if we add in the compressor. Yeah, sorry, I could just keep going all day. This is a lot of fun. Loving my pedal board. And as I said, we've got one more video where I'll add the last few pedals. And then in the last video, we'll go over the whole thing. We'll look at my favorite few, let's say top 5 combinations of pedals for different scenarios. And really, that will be it for this series. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it so far. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps. you know, increase the energy. So I'll see you in a few days. The next one will be out on Thursday. So I'll see you then. Cheers.